Hello, is it me you're looking for? Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. This is Tarot Talk. These are Tarot Things, and I'm your host, Big Down Bronx, and I'm here to take care of the Taurus. If you are new to the channel, welcome. This reading can resonate for you. If you have Taurus as a sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node, or south node sign, I'm back in my other location. Y'all know this is my original location. I'm still kind of in the process of moving, and you know, sometimes I got to get a reading in wherever I'm at. So this is where I'm at. We're gonna get the reading in because I was actually supposed to upload this yesterday, but I just did not have time. I was busy, so busy. Been busy since October, probably gonna be busy for the rest of the year. But anyway, Taurus, thank you so much for watching and checking in. I'm about to flip over your cards. Quick shout out to what I want to shout out. My Patreon for the early access Venus retrograde reading. Okay, I did an early access video. The Venus retrograde is taking place on December 19th, and it will not be ending until like January 29th. But early access is already on Patreon. I'm not releasing it to YouTube till the 19th. So if you want to check it out and see what's going on in your relationships, if you have any Capricorn, Libra, Cancer, or Aries cardinal placements, you really want to check in to that video beforehand so you can know what's coming up for you in your relationships of all kinds. Okay, anyway, let's get into your reading, Taurus. Let's flip over these cards and see what you need to surrender. Let's see what oh some of you do got Capricorn placements, or you are dealing with a Capricorn, because they got the same card. They don't care. Move on. Okay, whatever or whoever it is that you're holding some type of resentment, some type of anger, a grudge maybe, or any type of feelings, somebody does not care, or somebody isn't showing you the amount of care that you deserve or that you want to have from this person, they say move on. Okay, and then you have new love on the horizon. So new love can be a literal person, a literal love, or it can be anything that you find emotionally satisfying. It could be a new job, it could be a new hobby, it could be anything, literally a creative endeavor, something that is like really bringing up new love for you. But you have surrender your ego, cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. There's so many ways that ego can show up in our lives. Ego can show up in our lives when we want to prove something to somebody, when we want to prove something to ourselves, when we hold on to things longer than we should. That's out of ego. Because you want to be right. Your ego wants to be right at all costs. It wants to prove that you are right, that you know what you're talking about, that you are worthy of something. And so your ego can get in the way of new things coming into your life, new opportunities presenting themselves, because you're holding on to some type of wanting to be right, trying to prove something to yourself or another. And the ego, surrender the ego. Or sometimes the ego can also show up in not thinking that you are, or thinking that you're exempt from certain things, like when problems happen to you, it feels very personal. That's an ego blow. Okay, when somebody does something to you, instead of looking at it from the perspective of, oh, maybe that's, you know, it's less personal as it feels, take it very personally. And you might beat yourself up about it. Now, some signs you'll be receiving, you have names, energy alignment. You see somebody's name often, it means you are connected to that person very much so energetically. It doesn't always mean that it's a good thing that you're connected to someone energetically, you know, or it just shows that y'all are connected. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good thing, or it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. But you also have songs, information. So you know how I started the video with, hello, is it me you're looking for? Oddly enough, Adele is a Taurus, but look out for certain songs giving you information that you may, you know, I don't know, like if you get a song stuck in your head or you hear a song on the radio, that's your angels trying to communicate something with you. All right. Now, let's get into the everything deck. My everything deck is going to be relaunching on my website on December 10th, I believe. That's what it is. That's the next launch date. So mark your calendar. So mark your calendars. All right. What does Taurus need to surrender their ego in regards to? What does Taurus need to surrender their ego in regards to? The ego will get in your own way. Many of you are going through an ego death at this time, ex or past love. Some of you are still pining over something from the past. Not the right time. Anything else for... Oh, they said yes, so they confirmed it. Some of you are pining over something from the past. Not all of you, but some of you. Okay, what else do we have for Taurus? Coming towards them at this time with the eclipse. They miss you. Forgiveness. The timing is right. Move on. Ooh, they telling y'all to move on. They really want y'all to move on. Don't know from what exactly, but they are telling you that that's double confirmation. Again, like I said, death or rebirth. Didn't I just say that? Wow. Ooh, a lot of like, hold on. Look at this. They don't care. Move on. Move on. And this is from my deck, so you know it's real. Move on. Anything else for... I want to clarify that move on, and I'm going to clarify it with the tarot as well. Give it to them straight. Give it to them straight. The move on card. Anything else that they need to know about that? Friendships. Okay. Some of this it's about relationships in general. It's about friendships here. But like I said, you have a lot of conflicting energies because you have no, and then you have yes, and then you have the timing is right and not the right timing. These are all very conflicting energies. I think a lot of you are going back and forth in your mind about a certain relationship or about people, about situations where you're like, should I stay and fight for this? Should I walk away? Yes, no, maybe so. Was the time right? When is the right time? Is there ever going to be a right time? And Spirit is honestly saying that there needs to be some type of shift in your pattern here of this indecision about whether or not to stay or to go. But it's telling you to move on in some way, shape, or form. Okay. For some of you, and like I said, this is not going to resonate for every Taurus out there. This is a bit more specific for certain ones. So if it doesn't resonate, don't take it with it, leave it alone. But some of you are still, your ego is holding on to the ex, the past, the people that, you might have dealt with, or, maybe you're trying to wait on somebody, or you feel like they miss you, or they'll reach out to you, or, and so that ego is preventing you from fully forgiving this past situation. Okay. There has to be a complete shedding of this old layer so that you can move forward. You may be dealing with somebody with these letters in their name, or you have these letters in your name: C, W, Y, or V, or E, P, F, or D. So these could be letters in your name or someone else's name, but Spirit is telling you to let go out of ego. You are holding on to somebody or something out of ego more than you realize. That's what it's saying. Okay. And so like ego will definitely confuse you and make you feel like you still really want a situation. But really you just want the validation. Your ego just wants to feel heard. It wants to feel validated. You want external proof that you are worthy. I made a TikTok on, I don't know, maybe like last week, with earth signs and their intuition. Earth signs can be really stubborn in the way of, we don't listen to our intuition until it's too late, and we don't listen to it until we have physical proof, external proof that, what we're thinking is correct, or that there's no other option, so we have no other choice. But sometimes your intuition is always blaring off at you. You're getting signs, you're getting synchronicities. You may be getting names. You keep seeing names of somebody that you are holding on to too tightly to a certain degree, or you should be moving away from instead of the opposite. But or you're stuck on fighting for it, trying to prove that you are loyal, trying to prove that you're good enough for a certain person, or you're good enough to obtain certain things. But that's where the death and rebirth is happening. Okay, your guides, the universe is asking you to be more honest about why you're fighting so hard for certain things, why you're fighting so hard for certain people that don't fight for you. Ego. It comes back down to ego. Okay. I know some of you may not like that. You don't want to hear it, or you may feel like, okay, you really do care about someone, and you definitely can still care about somebody, of course, but that doesn't mean your ego is not involved. Our egos is us. We are human. We are ego-based people. Okay. That's why we start sentences with I, right? So let's see what else we have for Taurus at this time. What else do we have for Taurus? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North and South Node. What's coming towards Taurus in regards to this ego, or in regards to moving on? What can you tell me for Taurus in regards to ego or moving on? A Capricorn is strong here. I don't know who this Capricorn is for some of you Taurians out there. But it's important that you don't glorify the past, okay? For some of you, the past is coming up here very strong. Very strong. Six of Cups. Again, it's ex or past love. This can also be glorifying the way things were in the past with a person, okay? So for some of you Taurus, it's not that it's a past person. It could be still a present person, and you're thinking about how things were in the past. The past is the past. We are in the present now. We're trying to figure out what's going on for the future. We're trying to think ahead. We're trying to look ahead. So for some of you Taurus, you are going to get stuck in a cycle with a specific person because you're too focused on the way things used to be, glorifying the past with a person, or thinking about how your ex or friendships in the past had these certain qualities. You're thinking of it in a way of like, man, I miss that, or man, I want that back. But it's preventing you from actually moving forward or having a new start in your life. World card, Ace of Wands. Okay, the cycle has not been fully completed. Let me clarify the Six of Cups, please. Can I clarify the Six of Cups? And this energy is probably stronger because we're about to go on to Venus retrograde. So thinking about the past in a way of like wanting to fight for that past to come back. But something about the past is over. It's dead. Three of Cups in reverse. Tell me more about the Six of Cups, the Two of Swords. Okay. You know, sometimes what I just heard is like, why won't people change for me? That's what I heard. Could be a Leo. Why won't this person change for me? Why don't people change for me? Ego. Why doesn't this person love me? Ego. Am I not worthy enough to be loved? That's what I was saying about taking things very personally, and it causes you to be stuck on a past person, on a situation, because your ego is like trying to figure out, why won't this person do XYZ for me? Why is it so hard for people to be loyal to me? I'm loyal to people. Why can't somebody give me that same energy? The ego gets very wrapped up in this, gets stuck on that for years, where you're wondering, why did my friend betray me? What did I do wrong? Why don't people like me? Why did my job treat me like this? Our ego gets bruised because the ego feels like, am I not good enough? Okay. And so what this energy is trying to teach you, Death card at the top, Scorpio season, the Scorpio energy is very strong for you, Taurus, is teaching you how to surrender your ego and knowing not to take things too personally. Okay. Sometimes people just don't have the capacity to be on your level, and that's just truth. Some people do not have the capacity to open up. Okay. Nothing against you. It's not about you, and that, you know, people have their own baggage. They have their own stuff. They have their own wounds. Okay. Everybody's love languages are not the same. Some people have it. Some people have things they can offer you. Some people don't. The friends that walked away from you or betrayed you may not have been about you. Why they were jealous or envious of you, you know, it's not as personal. That's some own insecurities that they were having within themselves. Okay. So it's really teaching you guys to let go of the ego-based questions that you keep asking yourself. Why doesn't this person XYZ, or why does the situation XYZ, you know, taking it very personally about something you're doing wrong. It may have nothing to do with you. It may have something to do with your protection. Protection. That card was sitting there. I was trying to figure out how it correlated in the reading. But yeah, not taking it so personally when certain people walk away, when certain people don't, you know, they can't love you the way that you love them, when people are indecisive about you, taking it very personally and trying to fight extra hard to figure it out, or you stay in situations longer than you should so your ego can figure out why Why is this not happening for me? But it could be for your protection all along. It's protecting from something that you cannot see. You can't see it with the Eight of Swords. You're blind to it. Okay? You can only see what's right in front of you. But again, people can only serve you, give you love, show you things to their capacity. All right? Everybody doesn't have the same capacity as you. Everybody doesn't have the same morals, same thoughts, same values, same mindset, the same ideas. And so your ego is going to attempt to take it very personally. And it's going to prevent you from actually finding the relationships, the situations that can be on your level, instead of wondering about the past. Why did this person not do this for me? Why can't they commit? Why can't they do this? Okay? You have to just look at it as they can't. Maybe they will one day. Maybe they won't. But how long are you willing to wait on that answer? That's the question. Ooh, okay, Taurus. Let's continue. Let's continue. You know, fixed signs. We are stubborn. I'm a fixed moon, rising Mars, Chiron. Let's go. We can get really stuck on things. Okay, what's the advice for Taurus? Hey-o, that's you. Come back to yourself, Taurus. What's the advice for Taurus? What's the advice for Taurus? What's the advice for Taurus at this time? Strength card. Leo energy again. Four of Pentacles. Okay. Anything else for Taurus? Sun card. Leo again. Oh, jeez. Fool card. I think some of you need to basically start fresh. These cards are all over the place. This desk, I didn't realize how much smaller this desk was for my new desk, because like I can't. But you know, it starts with really being honest with yourself about truth and integrity, about where things haven't been fully reciprocated for you, and you know where you're really sticking it out because of the fact that you want to seem like you're worth changing for. You want to feel like you're worth fighting for. Okay, but like I said, some people don't have the capacity, and it's nothing to do with you. And it will make you actually feel better when you think of it that way. When you stop taking things so personally of like why somebody can't do something, they just can't do it for you. You know, maybe they'll be able to do it for somebody else, or maybe they'll be able to do it for you another time in the future. Maybe not. We don't know. But it's pretty much getting past that anxiety of always thinking about when is this person going to change? When is this going to be different for me? When are these people going to act like this? It comes down to control. Trying to control, because you cannot control anybody but yourself. All you can do is be confident in yourself and your own gifts, your abilities, and choose people who are already where you're at, already able to accept the love that you have to offer. The Knight of Cups in reverse shows that you've been stifling your love. It shows that you've been stifling your emotions for people who don't have the capacity to be emotionally available to you fully, to some degree. Okay, so it's making you feel like you're too emotional because you're dealing with people who aren't emotional at all, who can't articulate, who can't give you what you need, who can't express, who can't fully commit to you in some way. Okay, so this is making you blocked creatively, and this is making you blocked emotionally, because your full range of emotions get stuck because you're trying to push through a wall basically with certain people. Okay, you need to like let that go so that you can build with people who actually can be on the same degree of whatever it is that you need. Again, that's important to watch the Venus and Capricorn reading, because I discussed this, how we are reassessing if people are able to give us what we need long term in our relationships, if people are on the same level as us, and if they're not, what are we going to do about that? Can we do anything about that? All right, so that's what I have for you, Taurus. Don't hate me. I know that was a kind of tough love. I've been giving a lot of tough love messages for Scorpio season. The energy has been very much like Scorpio deals with the heavy truth, the ugly truth of what's going on inside. So I hope you respect that. But I love you, Taurus. Thank you so much for watching. If this reading resonated for you, let me know down in the comments down below. I'm at Tarot by Bronx.